Hi, my name is Jane Lery, and welcome to Blasted. So I grew up in Philippines. It's a small town in Philippines called Malala City. Yeah, it's in the upper part of Philippines. I grew up in Philippines until 19 years old, and then I transferred here. Experience coming here to the US, it's way different, but weather wise, it's good for me because of I have like asthma and stuff. It's really good, unlike the weather in Philippines, and everything is okay so far, except that I missed my friends there and my family. But everything's good. How I cross art, my mom always promote my dad to me. Like she will always tell me that, oh, your dad is a really good artist. My mom will show me my dad's works. So, and we have a house in Philippines, and my mom always brags about it's my dad who architect everything. That's why I want to be like him. So I started drawing at the age of 6 or 7. I started to draw Sailor Moon. Whatever I see, I draw them, and I never stop drawing. Like you will see my notebooks. Half of them is not it's not writings. Half of them are drawings. Even my test papers, the back of them are drawings. Me and my brother never stopped to draw because we look up to my dad like a lot. I met my dad when I went here. So the moment I went here. That's the time that I saw him how he tattoos. Um, I met my dad, and then we already know that he's a tattoo artist, but I didn't really see him in action. But we are updated when he was here that he tattoos. My dad is very strict. When I was practicing, he told me to draw a koi fish. I did an animated koi fish. He's like, throw it. Make another one. He wanted to be everything to be perfect. It's not because I'm not doing good. It's because he explained it to me like this is a body. It's a permanent thing. You can't just do something and erase it back. No, you have to be precise but fast and perfect. Because if not, you're just ruining someone else's skin. He always wanted the best for me. And sometimes I just don't understand it right away. But at the end of the day, he's my dad. He knows what's best for me. And he's a really good artist that I look up to. What made me want to tattoo? It's because I have a business card that says if I can't travel the world, my art can. I can paint or draw something, but it will just be on the wall. I want my art to travel with the person that I did it to because I don't have the opportunity to travel everywhere, but my clients will. At least people around the world will be able to see that that's my work. I want that. I want that to happen. To start tattooing, he's actually the one who pushed me. It's not like I bug him. He bugs me every day. He's like, when are you tattooing? Like you have all the resources. Unlike he told me, on his time, he needs to do everything. Unlike here, there are artists, established artists, who's willing to give everything for free. And why I'm not doing it? Why I'm not taking it? Why I'm ignoring it? That I have to be. Why do I need to be pushed just to be an artist? And so he told me he's gonna teach me everything. He's gonna provide even my machines and everything just for me to start tattooing. And then I did. And I have a really great friends who sacrificed their skin just for me to tattoo. So how was my experience as an apprentice? I feel like I did not went through an apprenticeship. It's because everyone thinks that I am Lambert's daughter, that I can do this right away. So they just throw me in. And well, I practiced on synthetic skin for at least a month. And then my friends trust me a lot to actually give me their skin to practice on. And then the first tattoo that I did is a really big piece. And I just did it. The first tattoo I did is it's a bouquet of peonies here. And it's a big piece. And I did it for at least 3 hours. Yes, I was very nervous at the first walk-in because I only tattooed my friends where I am comfortable. So I never tattooed someone I don't know because I have anxiety. So that time my hands like shake like this. It's because I freak out because it's a walk-in. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. We didn't have a conversation first. That's why I like my clients to conversate with me first on message other than like just booking right away. I just want to like get a feel of who I will be tattooing. The first shop that I started working is House of Needles. That is my dad's shop. So who my dad is? So he is Lambert Torres. He is the owner of House of Needles. And he's really good with Polynesian, Japanese, to be honest, everything. For me, everything. How long has been tattooing? I think almost 20 years or 20 plus years. That's what I think. How it feels being the daughter of him. Pressure. So much pressure. Because everyone thinks that you're Lambert's daughter. So you can do anything. Like right away. Especially after my first tattoo. Now everyone thinks that I can do anything. And with like really great art. So now I have to live up to that. Special treatment? No. Especially that I barely use my dad's name. Like even to my clients, I don't really ask them, "Oh, do you know my dad?" No, actually, it's my clients who wonders. They sometimes they see that my last name is Torres, and they will ask me, "Oh, do you know Lambert Torres?" And then they will say that, "Oh, he's my original artist, but I saw your work, I like it, so I went to you because his book." And I was like, "Oh, actually, he's my dad." Like I don't know, I don't want to use his name because I want to be my own artist. I don't want people to go to me just because I am Lambert's daughter. I respect him a lot, but I want them to like my work because it's my work, because they like it, because it's beautiful, not because like they know that's my dad. So, how long I was at House of Needles? 2019 October until 8 months or less. And then he put me to Gusto Tattoos. My experience at Gusto Tattoos, I think I learned as well. I feel like every time he put me into a different shop, I adapt and learn from different artists. I think that's how artists should be. They should like take whatever they can. It will help you grow, especially to make your art more beautiful, or you will be more adaptable to whatever your client wanted to. Tattoos I am doing, I actually do anything because House of Needles is just beside Gusto Tattoos. So I thought I will have freedom. Every time that I will start tattooing or I practice, he will just go to Gusto and check me out. So Gusto is teaching me something else, and then my dad is teaching me different thing. So my artwork was like confused. So I was like, can just be one person teach me? Because it's hard. Like they're teaching me different things. So how long I am at Gusto? I'm not sure. I think for less than 5 months, and then I transferred to Queens of Needles at Northridge. My experience at Queens of Needles, I think I learned a lot because I was there for a long time, like at least a year, and I met more people and I started to get more clients asking me different things. So I think I learned by experience as well of doing what my clients want. And I'm glad that I'm not the same Larry as I am before who's scared of doing different things because my coworkers push me a lot. To be honest, being on these four shops, there's no competition. So everyone motivates everyone, especially here as well. Like they push me, like they push me to do what they think that I can do that I think that I can't. So I'm really glad I'm here. When I was at Queens of Needles Northridge, I focus on my pepper shading. I think that was my style, and then but I still wanted to do more. So what is pepper shading? Pepper shading is like the dot work that you will see that you there are solid shadings that just you can see that all black. Pepper shading is like small dots that's like I don't know what's the term, but you have to do it gradually, but weeping dot work. So Queens of Needles West Hills, I really love it here. It's chill. I love all the shops. It's just that here I feel like I am more me and it's more chill because I am the person who doesn't like too much loud. Like everyone here have the same vibe of chill vibe, and I love the parking. And also, I want to learn a lot from Vanessa, especially how she shades and how she lines, and also Maddie is with me, so I am learning too with Maddie, and I'm learning portraits with Randy. So I think I'm growing a lot here. What type of work I'm focusing now? I am focusing on my embroidery and Polynesian, especially Polynesian. What I like about embroidery tattoos, it's it's very detailed, very precise, and it's so amazing. Like every time I do one, I want it. I want it for myself, but I can't. So I envy my clients because everything that I want, they were able to get it. And I'm glad that it's me who's doing it for them. How I get interested in Polynesian? My dad. He I like I said a while ago, I look up to him. So that's one thing that I love I love about him doing because he do it like really good. How he plays every lines, how he plays the design, how he learns the anatomy. I like that. I want to do that. What's hard about doing Polynesian? It's making the patterns because there's tons of patterns and you have to memorize them, and I think it's hard placing them according to how the anatomy is. For example, on the arms, your arms will always move and it will follow the strand. So you have to know how you will put it, how you put every strand, every pattern, so it won't be just repeatedly the same design. So you have to know, you have to be creative to know that oh I can do this, I can do that, I can put this, I can put that, not just like okay this, and then you will see your clients like with the same patterns. No, that's why I salute my dad that he knows how to change things. That's what I want to learn from him. So talk about freehanding that Polynesian design. So my client, she's my friend, and then I know she's indecisive. She only told me I want a Polynesian here. So now something clicked in my mind that okay. So I talked to Vanessa if I could borrow her shoulders, and I created a design, and then I sent it to her. She's like, oh wow, I never thought that I would. That is what I want. Now I want this. And then yeah, I like the flow. I love the patterns that I put. So I am very confident with that she will love it. And now that it's done, I am very happy that she loves it. And I love it too. Yep. So talking about the Polynesian patterns. So the one that I use is there's snake skin, snake scale, there's a wave, and then there's mountains. There's also a volcano. You will also know the difference of a volcano and a mountain. If they have like a tiny thing like that, it means that there's smoke. That's the difference of that. So how I educate myself for Polynesian, I do my research, and yeah, I love reading and I love researching. So I merge myself to reading the culture, like the patterns, even to like Kalinga tattoos. Kalinga is a Filipino tribal, which is they're almost the same. So I read both. I do my research for both. But I wanted to meet Wang Od, the oldest Filipino tattoo artist who does the batok, who does like it's like a stick and poke, but we call it batok in Philippines. How hard it is to tattoo with batok? It's hard because tattooing on a machine is already hard because of the vibration and stuff, and you have to be precise. But that it's like doing this little by little, so it's kind of hard and time consuming. But I want to learn those. I want to learn different types of tattooing in in like all the places in the world. So I want to focus on embroidery. I want to learn doing portraits as well and black and gray. The hardest, yes, you're right, portraits, because one wrong move, the face will be all ruined. How I practice, we use synthetic skin. So even artists, if they want to learn different style, they still do. They still practice on synthetic skin, and if they have someone who trusts them a lot, then you jump in to a person. Things that people doesn't know about tattoo artists is that we're humans too. That we get tired too. That we also have feelings. That we're just small businesses who's trying to thrive as well. So I hope that people also respect our time, how they respect other people's time. Those things. So what I require when it comes to scheduling is make sure that you know what you want, and then you allot this time only for tattooing, so you won't rush us. And also, the deposit is non-refundable, so I hope that it's always ready, because sometimes people don't take it seriously. They think that, hey, she's doing what she loves. They don't think that this is a career as well, or we're doing this for a living as well. We're not just playing around. So yeah, just that, and always like respect our time, because we respect yours too. So that's it. So what type of machines I use? I use Flux. That's the first machine that I use, because that's what from my dad. And then I use Cheyenne. But I always use my Bishop. What I like about my first machine, everything, especially that it's the first machine that my dad gave to me, and that brought me to where I am. So I love the whip shading on the Flux. What I like about the other machines, for Bishop, my lines are so good because it's more compatible on my hands for for lining. But for shading, I prefer my Flux or my Cheyenne because they are more gentle. So the type of cartridges I use is Quadron, T Pro, and Devotion. The first cartridge I name, what I like about them, most of them are good. They don't fail on me. And then they're really good at lining too. I love my lines there, especially the tight three, because they are really tight that you could see your lines like really good. Because I've used a different, like a lots of, I tried a lot of different types of needles, and some of them are not really good when it comes to lining, unlike T Pro and Devotion. Quadrant two. So the types of ink I use is I love solid. So usually and dynamite. Dynamite for my blacks, solids for my colored, and then for my white, it's Star Bright. How expensive it is to be a tattoo artist. To be honest, because I'm the type of artist who, when I have still time, I will just keep bringing clients. So until like 1 a.m., 12 a.m. But so I use a lot of needles. Or for one session, if I feel like the needle is already like I don't like it anymore, I will grab another one. So I use a lot of needles and I use a lot of ink. So almost every week I need to buy at least 2 boxes. And yeah, sometimes we spend at least 300 for a week for our supply. So it's very expensive, especially that some of the like the bottle of the nothing that we use like to glide, it's now $50, and I was like, really? It used to be like 25. The price went up probably from the inflation. Everything is going up. So it's very expensive. So my prices, I actually no. They always tell me to put my prices up, but I feel like my dad always tell me I need to be the artist who will be accessible for everyone, because there are people who wanted cheap tattoos. So instead of going to you because your price is high, they will go to someone else, and even though that artist is not that good, so they will grab it and then they will have the tattoo that they don't like. Instead of you can give them the art that they want and be the person who's accessible for that. So I want to be the person who's accessible for everyone, because not everyone can afford it. My goals for the future, I want to be like my dad. I want to learn every tattoos, every style. I want to travel. I want to travel different places with different tattoo culture, because I want to learn things. I'm young, not that young, but I can still learn. I'm at the age where my mind can still accept new things, and I want to take advantage of that. I want to travel to Santorini, but for tattoo purposes, I want to go to Philippines, to Thailand, to Hawaii, or like to places where there are culture on tattooing. Yes, the traditional one. I want to learn that too. And Japan, the stick and poke, but it scares me. So the artist that I look up to, I look up my dad, the very first person, and then Vanessa, and then Maddie. The artist that I want tattooed by, I hope my dad will tattoo me again. And then I want to get tattooed by Vanessa. And there's this artist. Her name is Tatak by Ayla. She's the one that I look up to when it comes to the buttock. She does it here. The tattoo I did in San Diego. There's so much pressure on that because my dad is watching the whole time. Because he's the one who wanted me to join that competition. So it's a pretty big piece, and the pressure of everything being perfect. So that's a 3 session piece, and at first I didn't know I will win, because in my head I might not win because there's an area that my client shakes, so, and I'm using a really thin line. So my line is like not really good, but I'm glad that I win on that competition, and it made my dad really proud. So the place I got was second place. So the two that I won second place, we got a mermaid geometric tattoo. So I did the scales, but in geometric, and then the face in what do you call that? Like a more realistic one, and then we put up. It's like a halo in red, and then yeah, it's from the thigh, from the side of the hip up below the until below of the knee, and then it's a 3 sessions. The first session is 8 a.m. until 12. Second session is 8 a.m. until 2:30. Third session is 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. Yes. And I feel really bad for my client because the whole time I'm doing, she's shaking. I felt the pain, but I can't stop because I need this. So it makes me feel so happy. But the moment he told me that he will join the competition as well, I was like, why? And then he won because I joined 2 categories. He won on the first one. I did not win anything on that. But on the second one, I won the second place for geometric. The first category is black and gray with color fusion. And his piece is really good. A lot of details. I can't compete on that. So when on the judging time, I'm actually not there. I was tattooing at the convention that time. So my dad presented the piece. And then he's like, when the third place was called and it's not my name, my dad was like, "Oh, Larry did not win." And then suddenly on the second place, the announcer was like, Larry," and then my dad was like, "No, it's Larry. That's my daughter." And then he was so happy that I win the second place. And then then I was cleaning up. I saw my dad holding his trophy, and I know that it's his because he's holding it like this. So for sure, that's not mine. And then when my client came in, she's not showing anything, and I almost cry because there's nothing. And then she's like, "Just kidding, you won second place." And then I cried because it's my first trophy, and it's a big competition. I think my dad told me there's 27 artists. And then it's a lot of hard work. And I wake up really early to tattoo that. A lot of pressure as well because my dad is watching. So I felt relieved that, hey, all the hard work I did was worth it. So advice that I want to give them, especially to our apprentice, is to persevere. I know it's hard starting, especially money-wise, the pressure, but it's always good to show like you really want this. You have to show people that you want this. I started working 2 jobs at 5 a.m. until 2, and then come to the shop around 4, and then go home around 12. That's Monday to Sunday. And if you really want something, you have to do it. Don't wait until like, oh, I have all the time in the world. No, because if this is your time, if you want it, do it. Don't just like say it's hard because this, it's hard because that. There's always a way. That's what my dad showed me, that there's always a way. Not because you have another job you can't tattoo. No, push a little back, and then you will have time to tattoo. It's just how determined you are as a person. So I think that's what I want them to know. I want them to learn and also to manage your time. And yeah, just don't burn out yourself. The best way to get contact with me is by my Instagram. My Instagram handle is Lery Stats. It's LERYSTATTS. So yeah. So what I need from the clients is just the design that they want or reference photo, or if you want me, you can just tell me. I can do whatever I want. Just kidding. So, and then just a deposit. How advanced I schedule? Usually around a month. Yeah, so I'm now booking for November. Still have some spots for October, but my November is also open. So right now I'm tattooing 7 days a week because they asked me to take an off. So I told them, okay, Thursday. But sometimes if clients wanted that Thursday, so I will tattoo Thursday. I will tattoo the whole day. Yeah. Who I want to thank, first of all, my dad, because he never get tired of pushing me, even though how hard headed I am. And I want to thank God as well, most of all, because He gave me the skills and He gave me the strength of going through a lot. And all of my friends who supported me, the ones who got tattooed by me, or even the ones who did not get tattoos from me, but promotes me endlessly. And even from my friends in Philippines who promotes me, even it helps a lot that they promote me and I get followers from Philippines. Yeah, so everyone and my coworkers here for supporting me as well. Bye everyone. Please watch Blasted. Thank you.